Hello, and welcome back to Kommon Kitchen. Wow, I already butchered it. It's fine.
It's too late.
We'll keep moving. Today we're going to make vegan lasagna from a cookbook that I like very much. It's called The Kitchen. If you're vegan or vegetarian, this is a good one for you. So we're making two things that combine into one thing. We're going to make this tofu ricotta. Then we're going to put that in the mixed mushroom and spinach lasagna. Currently, Thomas is already working on the filling.
Yeah, so last time we made these, I also chopped the mushrooms, and it took me like 45 minutes. This time, we're chopping more mushrooms than last time, so I'm expecting to be here for a while. So, check back in. I won't be close.
Okay, first thing is to blend the sunflower seeds for the first part of the tofu ricotta.
Blender.
Okay, that outlet didn't work. Moving over to this one.
Fancy outlet.
The fancy outlet?
Yeah, it has the USB charger in it.
Oh.
Okay, so we drained the water out of the tofu.
It's very bright, so there you go. That's what the tofu looks like.
It's not that exciting. And then we're gonna add that into the blender with the sunflower seeds.
No one wants to check in on poor little mushroom man over
Boom.
here, making his mountain of mushrooms. Am I halfway? No. Am I a quarter of the way? No.
You're like a third of the way.
I am not a third of the way.
So now, Jordan is chopping some garlic to mix in with the blended vegan ricotta. And we're gonna put in this bowl.
This is a recipe we're actually, we know is good.
Yeah, it's been tried, true, delivered.
I wasn't sure about vegan ricotta.
And this is what gives it its kind of cheesy flavor. We add some nutritional yeast in a minute. And some lemon zest and some lemon juice from an Italian volcano. Peroni.
Look at my mushrooms.
Sponsor us.
Delicious.
So now we're gonna mix some olive oil.
Not really olive oils.
Well, we use grapeseed oil in this house, but the recipe calls for olive oil and grapeseed suffices. And we've already thrown the garlic in there.
Some lemon juice. And then some salt.
Saute. That's funny.
And then 1/4 of a cup of this.
This is a nutritional yeast, which is very hard to find in a grocery store, we learned last time we made this. But we found it. It's next to all the spices. In case you were wondering.
I feel like it wasn't that hard to find. We knew to look there.
It took a little longer than
But we
I would
just
have
didn't know
expected.
what it to look like.
Thomas is on his last mushrooms.
Well, okay, so hold on. This is my new pile. Here is my old pile. My shoulders tensing up. But you gotta
Make sacrifices.
yeah, I mean anything for the game.
And for poor Thomas, he doesn't even really like mushrooms.
No, I do not.
But for this dish, it's pretty good.
It's really good in this dish. It's a winner.
Thomas is now cooking the mushrooms he cut.
This is feels good to have your hard work paid off in such a wonderful manner.
We're gonna add a little more oil. You just add like a tablespoon according to the recipe, but we're gonna add a little more because we have a little extra shrooms. That's good. So we saute this for about a couple minutes. We're gonna add some spinach. And then once that's all cooked, We'll layer this and this and these
Technically, the recipe calls for us to
over there.
make our pesto
By hand.
and marinara
Yeah, they have
by hand.
they have like their own marinara and pesto recipes, and we've made pesto before, but in this version we want to do it a little quicker.
Yeah. The other important thing that we have are these noodles that are oven baked ready for the lasagna. This was a tip from Mom, so that way you don't have to cook your noodles beforehand and then try to get them in one piece and lay them out. Worked great last time.
That was really good.
Because fitting regular lasagna noodles into like a boiling water is pretty hard unless you have like a huge pot, which we don't have.
Right. You don't want the noodles to crack.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back when we add spinach.
Salt.
That is not a pinch.
How big are your pinches?
Bigger than that.
Okay.
You have
we
very
can
small
add
fingers if
more.
that's the pinch.
More.
Jordan put in like 2 grains of salt. There we go.
So we've added spinach, we've added salt. Oil is already in the pan. We're gonna let this spinach shrink, and then we'll have our filling. Well, we're gonna add a little pesto actually. And
A
then
lot of
we'll have our
pesto.
filling. Yeah.
Probably more pesto than the recipe necessarily calls for, but
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
barely any.
So we're adding some pesto to the filling.
pesto.
Mm.
Alright.
And then we start to layer the things.
So you gotta put a little sauce on the bottom, so it's all covered, and then start layering the noodles.
Looks like sandpaper.
No, it's like very fragile paper.
But it's delicious paper.
Reminds me of like do you remember in like elementary school when we had to like stain our paper with tea to make it look old timey?
Mm-hmm.
It looks exactly like that. Because we had to make like a old timey newspaper.
Yeah, I think I burned the corners of mine.
Yeah, mine was about the Great Depression. It was not a great project for you because it was about like the worst book I think I've ever read to this day. Never read Lily's Crossing. It's about the Great Depression, and then halfway through, her mom dies.
Wow, spoiler.
I'm telling you not to read it for this reason. And then after that, the stepmom comes in, and the stepmom's really nice, and she's like taking care of her dad, who also has skin cancer, and then she's pregnant, and then there's a fire in the house, like a big oil fire, and she doesn't know what to do, the girl, the main character, so she throws it out the window, where the mom and the pregnant stepmom was, burns her completely, dies with the baby, end of book.
Oh. Did you read that?
I was in 6th grade, 7th grade.
That sounds depressing.
Jordan put some of our ricotta on there.
Alright, that's pretty much ready.
Do we do filling next or soft marinara next? Filling. Filling.
Okay, and then a little more marinara. And a little pesto.
That really is a little pesto.
Ooh, the oven is preheated.
Yep. You get your oven to 375 so that you can throw this in when it's ready.
And then you keep layering with more noodles and repeat.
Repeat the process until you are at the top of the pan or you run out of noodles. We'll show you in a second. It's gonna be amazing, like magic. So, Jordan finalized the lasagna. She layered, I think, like 4 layers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we leave this on top, and then the recipe says you can top it with some tomatoes, and we happen to have some tomatoes. So we're gonna take some tomato slices, just do a nice little design down the middle, because we can. This one's a little chunkier than the rest, but that's okay. And then we're gonna cover it with foil, and throw it in the oven for 30 minutes. Take off the foil, and then throw it back in for another 30 minutes. And then feast. I reached really far back and I bonked my head
That was so funny.
on this.
Were you already filming?
No, not for the bonk.
Oh, wow, that was
I
the
turned it
best.
on immediately after.
Anyways, the lasagna's done. Looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
It looks really good. We have a
I'm
nice.
so hungry.
Yeah, so we're gonna eat now.
It's 9 o'clock and we haven't eaten dinner yet. Just an FYI, because we wanted to make this delicious meal for
So after an hour in the oven,
tens of viewers.
all 10 of you can eat. I think we forgot something in the recipe though.
What? What did we forget, Mason?
Bush's baked beans.
Ka-chow.